Good morning, everybody. I'm Teresa Perrin, and this is my stock market watch list for Thursday, January 5th, 2023. Please remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD, and if you could, smash that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, one other thing. I can call out plays, but I cannot tell you when to buy or sell. I am not a financial advisor. You need to be accountable for your own choices and when you choose to enter and sell these trades. So please bear that in mind. MMAT is on my list today because they are actually at a huge conference hall doing a presentation, and I believe that this could ignite some interest in the stock and potentially move it higher. So keep an eye on MMAT today. Mullen, MULN. Guys, if you follow me on Twitter, it was so funny because I said I'd love to see the stock close at above 35 cents, and it closed at 0.3497 last night. So just about as close as you could get at 8 p.m. Very nice to see. And guys, I expect a continuation in Mullen's move upwards, especially if it holds that 35 cents. That is a very key level. Once we get through there, I truly believe we will move up towards that 54 cents resistance very quickly. Okay, this is the wrong stock, but I was looking for 10x, but once again, a reverse split that Robinhood does not have available to even look at on its platform. The ticker is supposed to be TENX, and the reason why I want you to watch it is because it's coming off a reverse split with a very small float, under 2 million shares after they do their 1 for 20 reverse split. So guys, I truly believe that if any stock is going to make a run after a reverse split, it could be that one. Now, keep in mind, shorts are likely to try to short it harder if there are shares available at first. So be careful on where you choose your entry. And again, that ticker is TENX, and I just put this here as a filler because it's close. All right, Carvana, CVNA. Carvana has been moving upwards. In fact, a lot of stocks that are heavily shorted, I noticed since the beginning of the year, have been making moves to the upside. I believe there is some short covering going on, and I believe this continues up into the Fed meeting next week because I think there's some buzz going around that interest rates could either decrease or possibly halt. And if that happens, guys, the stock market will go absolutely crazy. Accor, ACOR. All right, this has been on my radar for quite a while now. Yesterday, you can see from this picture, it had a huge day of consolidation. I am waiting for this to break out again and move towards that $1 mark. And it's on my radar because I think today could be the day. Speaking of that, there's one other that I didn't put on here that I think you should also be mindful of, and that's ticker APRN. I also believe that it's consolidated, and I expect that today it breaks out, and I'd love to see it close above $1. FWBI. All right, guys, after hours has had some pretty significant moves. I'm waiting to hear, did they announce FDA approval today? Because somebody always knows something, and the fact that it moved like that was either a short covering, or B, somebody's aware that they're about to get FDA authorization and was front loading. Helbiz, HLBZ. All right, guys, this is perhaps one of my most favorite tickers, and I really think that there's a lot of room to run in this name, and I'll be looking for them to continue this move upwards. They did get some movement in after hours, and yesterday had a nice breakout off their bottom, which I hope we never revisit again. But again, if we do, I will be loading up shares. Anything under 20 cents, I think, is an absolute steal for Helbiz. AULT. Now, guys, this is not one that I would promote as a long-time keeper, but technically, this was one of the technical stocks to watch, and it is breaking out off its bottom. With short covering, I expect to see ALT continue to make moves higher. Again, this is the old ticker that was BitNile, NILE. CLF, Cleveland Cliffs. All right, guys, this was a technical break that I talked to you about last week as I saw it come off its bottoms, and I'm looking for a continuation to the move upwards in CLF today. AVCT. Please watch my video. This is too long to get into details of, but basically they have a bunch of warrants at $1.80 that I believe they are going to try to exercise and use prior to January 16th, when the company can do an offering again. Part of the agreement for the funding they got where they received these warrants was that they would not do an offering for 90 days, which is coming up on January 16th is when they can do their first offering after that deal. So I expect to see a run between now and then. And guys, please watch the video because I'm getting some strange comments. It's not going to stop at $1.80. It wouldn't be worth their while to run it to 180 to cash in warrants at 180 and get zero profit. I have to make a profit to make it worth their while. So keep that in mind. Amazon, AMZN, got news today that, last night actually, that they are laying off 17,000 employees. Guys, I know that sounds bearish, but usually the stock market sees this as a bullish event because they're cutting costs, which will increase value in the company. I know it's screwed up, but it is what it is. We saw the same thing with Meta, and the stock moved upward from there. So keep an eye on Amazon for a move. Could potentially go in either direction, but it looks like from the after hours that it's moving to the upside. It's all in how Wall Street reacts to the news. I personally believe it's going to the upside, and you have to think about it. When you think a news event should be bearish, sometimes the opposite is the trade that you go in. VYNT, Viant, is up significantly, 123.43% in the after hours. Let me see, guys, if I found why that is. Sorry, I'm trying to see what it told me. Actually, I don't know. I apologize. I thought I looked it up, but I don't see it here. Oh, here we go. Viant taps LifeSci Capital to assist and review a strategic options. So that was announced last night. So basically they're trying to find shareholder value, which is why the stock is moving to the upside today. Again, that's ticker VYNT. Go back to that for you. So keep an eye on this because the market sees that as bullish. HKD, okay, not just HKD, but AMTD, MEGL, all those little Chinese tickers that got heavily beat down after their massive run-ups earlier this year on IPO are starting to move today. HKD at the time I took this was at $13.46. I believe it is now up over $18. HKD is a wild run and a highly speculative and very risky trade. So do not get into it if you cannot watch it closely and get out the same day, because I assure you all of these names are likely to be pump and dumps. Mara, M-A-R-A. All right, guys, crypto is starting to move back to the upside again. I would keep your eye not just on Mara, but Riot, Coin, Hut. All of those names could see significant moves along with this bull run. And if BTC goes to the upside, then absolutely I would expect this run to continue. ARKK. Now, guys, this is not just for today, but I am keeping an eye on ARKK and ARKG, which is ARK's genomic profile, because they've been beat down hard for like the last year and a half, 2 years. And I believe that they're going to find a bottom very soon. There's only so low these names can go before eventually that elastic snaps and they move back to the upside. If I told you at one time ARKK was trading around $100, you probably would be hesitant to believe it based on its current price target, but indeed it was. And guys, as much as people want to talk smack about Cathie Wood when they elevated her to a platform of insanity during COVID, I believe she's an extremely intelligent woman, and I believe that she has it right. I just think the market hasn't been favorable. I'm not sure about some of her trade decisions, but I can understand them because she's looking at a 5 to 10 year time frame. So that being said, guys, I really believe that people who get in at this bottom are going to do very, very well with her picks. Now, keep in mind, if this is not the bottom, they can fall further. But guys, I think if we're not there yet, we are pretty close. And I believe that this is the time we need to start dollar cost averaging into those plays. ATXG is running up in pre-market. I don't remember if I had this as one of my reasons. Yes. On January 4th, 2023, Adentax Group Corp entered into a securities purchase agreement with certain accredited investors, pursuant to which the company received a net proceed of $15 million. So guys, when an offering happens, very often what we first see is a dump, right? So ATXG must have had a dump, and now that offering has closed, and now we're going to start to see it pump back to the upside. So keep an eye on ATXG. KPRX, Kiora Pharmaceuticals. KPRX is moving up in pre-market. Let me just see if I had this for you. Oh, my first one. All right, apologize. HC Wainwright sticks to its buy rating for Kiora Pharmaceuticals. That came out yesterday, and yesterday they completed their enrollment in eye therapy KIO-201 study. So guys, I believe that this is a continuation in KPRX from yesterday's move, and I believe we continue higher today as long as momentum stays into this stock. Jan 1, JAN, as you can see, it is up 9.21% in pre-market, and I just saw that. Where did it go? And that's because they said effective as of December 28th, the company acquired SOIN Therapeutics. So guys, on that acquisition, we are seeing some positivity come into the stock, so keep an eye on Jan today. Hang on a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. WBA, Walgreens. Walgreens has earnings in the after hours, so there's a lot of eyes on this stock. It may dump some more prior to earnings coming out. Earnings is a very speculative play, so be careful with this one if you choose to enter it, because it could go in either direction. Jasper, JSPR. Okay, I want to take a second to discuss Jasper with you because I have some concerns. I did a video on it because I do not believe that this play is done. And I truly do not believe that this play is done. I believe that this play had a 465% run, needed to cool off, which we saw happening yesterday. And guys, I believe that now we're going to start to see this run back to the upside. Again, a lot of factors are going to come into play. We need to get that momentum back in it. So I'd be looking to see some sort of PR coming from the company. But guys, I went over in the video my specific reasons why I don't believe that Jasper is done. And I don't believe that Jasper is done. I do believe it had a pullback, which is 100% normal. Stocks do not go straight up. So I've been getting some interesting messages regarding that people are down because of my video. Well, guys, if you chose to buy the play at a time when you didn't plot out support and resistance, when clearly it was falling, and you didn't wait for it to be done and start to show confirmation of that move back to the upside, then I can't really help you. It is not my job to tell you when to buy or sell a stock. I can tell you plays that I think are going to make moves, and that is it. I am not a financial advisor. I will not ever tell you when to buy or sell a stock. I will tell you that I bought more options yesterday on that dip because I don't believe that this is done running. So that being said, you need to make a choice. And if you're holding stocks when they're dipping, guys, you need to ask yourself, why are you not selling and buying back in after the dip if your goal is to be day trading it? So I'm kind of confused by some of the comments sometimes, but I wanted to tell you I'm still very bullish on this stock going forward. Silvergate Capital, SI. All right, this one is down heavily, $7.35 in pre-market. They pumped it yesterday, which I believe was intentional, and the reason being is because this news came out. Silvergate Capital liquidated debt at a $718 million loss in order to cover $8.1 billion in withdrawals during quarter four. The loss exceeds the bank's total profits since 2013. The bank has laid off 40% of its staff. Guys, this is horrible for Silvergate, and I wouldn't be surprised if bankruptcy is in their near future. If you haven't already followed Stock Talk Weekly, he is an amazing source, and I highly recommend you give him a follow on Twitter. So that's why you're seeing Silvergate dump 33.49% in after hours. Jasper, we already went over, and I just wanted to show you that it dipped down further, it came up further, pulled back, and this is normal. A stock needs to make these patterns. So please, guys, keep that in mind when you're deciding to buy or sell stocks. They do not go straight up, and after a 400 and something percent run, I'm sorry if I didn't say it, but you need to logically expect a pullback prior to the next leg up. That's just what happens. The stock's not done. All right, top gainers. Well, in my opinion, the stock's not done, and please watch that video because I outline my reasonings behind why. Now, top gainers are VYNT, RKLY, OBLG, HKD, ORTX. Top losers, SI, NUWE, TCBP, KXIN, and WLDS. Now, guys, you can take top losers and do two things with them. Sometimes they get a bounce back to the upside. Other times they continue to fall. If you look at this chart and you see it break through another resistance level, that would be the time to short it. Or I should say break through another support level. That would be the time that you short it. If it goes up and it can break through a resistance level, then you go long in it. So same thing, with these stocks that are up huge percentages, they create opportunities in both directions. Now, most active, we have Vail, GEHC, ABEV. Yet again, guys, I would keep a close eye on ABEV. Something is brewing. RXO and SIRI. And ABEV, when I say something's brewing, it's been on this most active for 1 or 2 months now with very little continued movement to the upside, which tells me that it's in a consolidation phase. And I believe that institutions are loading at this price. And I think that eventually it could be a month, 2 months, several months from now. But at some point, you're going to see a massive breakout come in this stock, which is why I'm telling you to keep an eye on it. It could be as early as tomorrow. I don't know. It all depends when they're done getting the positions they want. Technical analysis top list: HPE, AVTR, YMM, Jeffries, and Jeffries did break out yesterday, guys. I saw that. And Elon. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.